Welcome back to Unknown Facts. Today we're exploring houses where the real danger isn't outside but locked inside with you. These aren't just ghost stories, these are real places with dark, disturbing histories. We'll uncover tales of brutal murders, architectural obsessions, and lingering spirits that refuse to leave. From infamous crime scenes to mansions built to confuse ghosts, each house has a chilling story. So lock your doors, leave a light on, and get ready to question everything you thought you knew about home. Now let's begin. Our journey into the paranormal begins in a place synonymous with fear and dread. We're heading to 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York. A seemingly ordinary house, nestled in a quiet suburban neighborhood, yet forever etched in the annals of the supernatural. This is more than just a house, it's a cultural landmark of horror, the house that redefined haunted. Its eerie facade, particularly those distinctive eye-like windows, seems to stare out with a malevolent gaze, hinting at the darkness within. The story begins with a horrific tragedy. In 1974, within those very walls, Ronald DeFeo Jr. committed an unspeakable act. He murdered his entire family, his parents and 4 siblings, as they slept peacefully in their beds. DeFeo's defense was chilling. He claimed that sinister voices within the house drove him to commit the heinous crime. He said he had no control over his actions, that an unseen force compelled him. The murders shocked the nation and left an indelible stain on the house and the town. A year later, seeking a fresh start and unaware of the horrors that awaited them, the Lutz family moved in. George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 children, saw it as their dream home, a place to build a new life. Little did they know that their dream home would quickly become a living nightmare, a terrifying ordeal that would forever change their lives and fuel the Amityville legend. Almost immediately, strange and inexplicable events began to plague the family. They reported experiencing swarms of flies in the dead of winter, an unnatural infestation that defied explanation. Unexplained cold spots would appear throughout the house, chilling them to the bone, even with the heat turned up. These weren't just drafts, they were pockets of intense cold that seemed to emanate from nowhere. Desperate for help, the Lutzes called upon a Catholic priest to bless the house, hoping to cleanse it of whatever evil resided within. But during the blessing, the priest was reportedly slapped by an unseen force and driven out by a booming, disembodied voice, warning him to leave. George Lutz began waking up at precisely 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time of the DeFeo murders. It was as if the house was forcing him to relive the horrific events that had transpired within its walls. Kathy reportedly levitated in her sleep, rising from the bed as if lifted by an unseen presence. Their young daughter began speaking to a demonic, imaginary friend, a sinister entity that seemed to prey on her innocence and vulnerability. A mysterious green slime oozed from the walls, a revolting substance that seemed to symbolize the corruption and decay within the house. Religious symbols like crucifixes turned upside down on the walls, mocking their faith and amplifying the sense of dread. Doors were ripped from their hinges with violent force, as if some unseen entity was trying to break free. Overwhelmed by the escalating paranormal activity, the family fled the house after just 28 days, leaving all their possessions behind. They couldn't bear to stay a moment longer in the face of such overwhelming terror. Their terrifying experience became the basis for a best-selling book and a blockbuster film, captivating audiences worldwide and solidifying the Amityville house's place in popular culture. But the Amityville story is not without its skeptics. Controversy and doubt have swirled around the case since it first came to light. Later owners of the house reported experiencing no paranormal activity whatsoever, leading some to dismiss the Lutzes' claims as a complete hoax, a fabrication designed for profit. Yet despite the skepticism, the Lutzes consistently passed lie detector tests, maintaining the veracity of their story even under intense scrutiny. They stood by their account, insisting that what they experienced was real. Was the Amityville house truly a portal to hell, a gateway for malevolent entities? Or was it all a clever fabrication, a carefully constructed story designed to deceive and exploit? The debate continues to this day, with believers and skeptics locked in an endless argument. But regardless of the truth, the fear and fascination surrounding the Amityville house remain palpable. The Amityville house taps into our deepest, most primal terror, the fear that our safe haven, our sanctuary, the place where we should feel most secure, could turn against us, becoming a source of unimaginable horror. Whether based on fact or fueled by fiction, The legend of the Amityville Horror endures, captivating and terrifying generation after generation. So, the question remains, knowing its history, knowing the stories, would you dare spend a night within those infamous walls? Would you risk facing the unknown horrors that may still lurk there? Our journey into the realm of the unexplained continues, and this time we're heading to the vibrant city of San Jose, California. A place known for its tech innovation, but also home to a structure steeped in mystery and intrigue. Here, nestled amongst the modern landscape, stands the Winchester Mystery House, a sprawling mansion built not on blueprints or architectural designs, but seemingly by fear itself, a house with a story as twisted and winding as its very corridors. The story begins with Sarah Winchester, a woman struck by unimaginable tragedy. After the untimely loss of both her husband and her infant child, Sarah was consumed by grief and desperately sought answers. In her despair, Sarah turned to spiritualism, a popular practice of the time. A medium delivered a chilling message. She was cursed, haunted by the spirits. These were not just any spirits, but the vengeful souls of those killed by the infamous Winchester rifles, the very product that had made her family's fortune. The weight of their deaths, the medium claimed, rested upon her shoulders. The only way to appease these restless spirits, to escape their wrath, she was told to move west, far from her previous life, and to build a house, but not just any house. This house had to be built, forever. Construction must never cease. And so, for 38 long years, the sounds of hammers and saws echoed around the clock. Construction never stopped, a relentless endeavor fueled by fear and superstition. The result? A bewildering maze of 160 rooms, each with its own story to tell, its own secrets to keep. Staircases that lead to nowhere, abruptly ending at the ceiling, a testament to the lack of any discernible plan. Doors that open directly into walls, offering no passage, no escape, only confusion. And windows placed inside rooms looking out onto other rooms. A bizarre architectural anomaly. Sarah believed this intricate maze would confuse the vengeful ghosts, disorienting them within the labyrinthine structure. To further protect herself, she slept in a different room each night, never staying in one place long enough for the spirits to find her, and held nightly seances, seeking guidance from the spirit world, receiving instructions for the ever-ongoing building project. The number 13 is everywhere within the house, a recurring motif, a constant reminder of the spirits that drove its construction. Windows meticulously crafted with 13 panes of glass, a subtle yet pervasive detail. Staircases deliberately designed with 13 steps, a constant numerical echo throughout the house. Even bathrooms are not exempt from this obsession, incorporating the number in various ways. When Sarah Winchester finally passed away, construction ceased instantly, as if the house itself had taken its last breath, leaving behind a bizarre, unfinished labyrinth, a testament to a life lived in fear and a house built on superstition. Today, visitors to the Winchester Mystery House report a variety of unsettling experiences, including unexplained footsteps echoing through the empty halls, sudden cold spots that send shivers down your spine, a palpable sense of unease in certain areas of the house, and ghostly apparitions, fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures, leading many to believe that Sarah Winchester herself still roams the halls. Is it truly haunted, a portal to the spirit world, or is it simply the product of profound grief, a mind consumed by superstition, manifested in brick and mortar? Either way, the Winchester House stands as a chilling monument, a stark reminder of how fear, when left unchecked, can shape not only our perceptions but also the very reality we inhabit. Nestled in the heartland of America in Villisca, Iowa, stands a seemingly ordinary small white house. But behind its quaint facade lies a chilling tale. This house hides one of America's most brutal and baffling unsolved crimes, a mystery that has lingered for over a century. The year was 1912. The victims, the Moore family, Josiah, Sarah, and their 4 young children, along with 2 young guests, Lena and Ina Stillinger. In the dead of night, all 8 were brutally murdered in their sleep with an axe, their lives extinguished in a horrific act of violence. The killer, or killers, moved through the house with eerie precision and a disturbing knowledge of the home's layout, meticulously covering mirrors, as if to prevent their own reflection from witnessing the carnage. Adding to the mystery, the perpetrator left behind bizarre clues, including a plate of unfinished food, a bowl filled with bloody water, a grim testament to the violence that had unfolded, and most strangely, a slab of bacon left untouched. The crime gripped the nation. Despite numerous suspects and a massive investigation that stretched for years, the case grew cold, and no one was ever convicted for the horrific murders. The house, forever stained by tragedy, stood empty and silent for years, a haunting reminder of the events that transpired within its walls. Eventually, it was transformed into a museum, drawing those fascinated by true crime and becoming a magnet for paranormal investigators and ghost hunters seeking to connect with the spirits of the victims. Visitors report experiencing unsettling phenomena, including the faint sounds of children's voices, as if the young victims are still present, sudden and inexplicable cold spots, chilling them to the bone, and most terrifying of all, even the fleeting apparition of a shadowy figure wielding an axe. To this day, the Villisca Axe Murder House remains a place where the echoes of the past refuse to rest, a place where the veil between worlds seems thin, and the haunting question of who committed this unspeakable crime still echoes through its empty rooms and haunts its very walls. In New Orleans' French Quarter stands the LaLaurie Mansion, beautiful outside, but infamous for horror within. Madame Delphine LaLaurie, a respected socialite, hid a secret life of cruelty. After a young enslaved girl fell to her death fleeing LaLaurie, rumors grew. In 1834, a fire revealed her attic torture chamber enslaved people chained, mutilated, and experimented on. The public was horrified. LaLaurie fled, never facing justice. The mansion became a symbol of evil, and its reputation for hauntings grew. Visitors report screams, apparitions, and the ghost of the young girl reliving her fall. Even Nicolas Cage, a former owner, refused to spend a night there. The LaLaurie Mansion stands as a chilling reminder that some places are forever marked by cruelty. In Junee, Australia, Monte Cristo Homestead is a grand manor with a tragic past. Built in 1885, it saw a string of deaths. A child on the stairs, a stable boy burned alive, a maid who fell, or was pushed, from a balcony. After the owner's death, his widow became a recluse, her presence still felt in the house. Later, a caretaker was murdered on the property, his spirit said to linger. The Ryan family, who restored the house, experienced lights flickering, footsteps and apparitions from the moment they moved in. Visitors report overwhelming sadness, nausea, and ghostly encounters, especially children and animals. Monte Cristo is a powerful example of a home saturated with sorrow, where the past is never truly gone. In the English countryside, Borley Rectory was once called the most haunted house in England. Built on the site of a tragic legend, a monk and a nun punished for forbidden love, the rectory became a hotspot for ghostly activity. Residents saw phantom coaches, heard footsteps, and most famously, glimpsed a sorrowful nun wandering the garden. When the Smiths moved in, the haunting intensified. Objects thrown, windows shattered, and messages appeared on walls. Paranormal investigator Harry Price documented poltergeist activity, seances, and even unearthed a woman's jawbone in the cellar. The rectory burned down in 1939, but sightings and strange phenomena continue on the site. Was it a genuine haunting or a masterful hoax? The legend of Borley Rectory endures, a chilling chapter in ghost lore. In Atchison, Kansas, the Sally house looks ordinary, but its story is anything but. Legend says a young girl named Sally died during a botched operation in the house. Decades later, the Pickman family moved in and experienced flickering lights, toys moving, and their dog barking at empty rooms. The haunting turned violent, targeting Tony Pickman with scratches, burns, and objects thrown at him. Fires started spontaneously, and the nursery became the epicenter of terror. The Pickmans fled, and the house became a destination for ghost hunters, many of whom left with scratches and chilling EVPs. Is Sally a vengeful child spirit or something darker, pretending to be innocent? The Sally house is a stark reminder that not all hauntings are harmless. 7 houses, each with a past that refuses to stay buried. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, these stories force us to wonder, what if the real threat is already inside? Which house chilled you the most? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for joining me on this unsettling tour. If you want more deep dives into the world's darkest corners, hit like and subscribe to Unknown Facts. There are plenty more tales to tell. The unknown is a very big place. Until next time, stay safe and maybe double check your locks.